G'day guys, this is Googs from the Drunk Philosopher, and I discovered something today. I discovered that one of America's top lawyers, one of the American heroes, the mayor of New York City, took New York City from being a broke place to being reasonably wealthy. 9/11 happened, he brought that city back together from the literal ashes of the Twin Towers and built that city back up. And he doesn't understand what incitement is because he's a lawyer and it's been one for 60 years. I give you Rudi Giuliani, the biggest asshole you've ever seen, the most horrible Nazi, the worst person who's ever existed, ever. Never done a damn good thing in his life. Doesn't have a clue how things work. And apparently it was all his fault that yesterday, during his speech, which all the versions of it I've seen are that badly truncated that it could mean anything, that he incited violence by saying, "Trial by combat! Dun 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 dun, fight!" Right. So here's the truncated version. In this speech, he says, in 10 days' time, or in the next 10 days, we will find out whether or not these machines counted fraudulent votes, and I'm paraphrasing, okay, fraudulent votes. We will either be wrong and look like fools, or we will be right and lots of people will go to jail. Then we'll have trial by combat. And this was incitement to violence. Here's the problem. In the next 10... he said this yesterday. 6th of January in American time. In the next 10 days, we will find out. Okay? If we are wrong or right. 10 days. By my calculations, waiting 10 days to find out means that would be the 16th of January. Okay? And then trial by combat. So he wasn't... if he was inciting violence, which, once again, he's been a lawyer for fucking 60 years... he knows what incitement to violence and incitement to all these other fucking crimes are. He's a goddamn one of the top lawyers in the country. And that's saying something because there's lots of lawyers in America. He said, in the next 10 days. And then he goes on to talk about, we might have egg on our face, we might not. And he goes on after the trial by combat, saying that he and Trump stake their entire reputation, their entire life's work upon this. They're willing to sacrifice everything for the result. And then he points out that Biden isn't. That bit's a bit shit. I think that's a bit of a logical break there in the argument. But they're concentrating on the 10 days and then the trial by combat. Interesting. What did he actually say? 10 days. Over the next 10 days, we will see. Well, that doesn't mean violence on the 6th when he says in 10 days. Or over the next 10 days, we'll see. Well, if you're going to see over the next 10 days, that's the 16th of fucking January. And trial by combat. That hasn't been a thing for hundreds of fucking years. So, I don't know exactly what he means, but I'm going to give a little bit of an inference here. This is my guess at what he was trying to play at here. Trial by combat is a joke. He smiled. If you've watched it, when he goes, trial by combat, he's not being serious. He's being hyperbolic. And then he goes on to state that he and Trump have staked their entire reputations, their careers, everything they've priorly done on this result. Well, that's a pretty big fucking thing when you compare all the things that Rudi Giuliani has done in his career, which I would actually say in terms of social matters is actually better than anything Donald Trump's ever done, even as president. Well, if you saw my rant yesterday, you get where I'm coming from. And if you haven't, go watch it. So, no. He wasn't saying go out and be violent, because trial by combat anyway is one person versus another person. The representative of the King's Court versus the defendant. That's trial by combat. 1v1, bro. 1v1 me, bro. It's not, you unruly mob, go and beat the shit out of people, break into Congress, and do dumb shit. He didn't incite anything. Once again, he's a lawyer. He understands what incitement is. Holy shit. He was the person after 2001, 9/11, who calmed everyone down, because there was a lot of angry people out there. A lot of angry people who wanted revenge. And, there were people, unfortunately, who were going after Muslim people in the following week. I remember that. And Rudi Giuliani was one saying, no. These other people you're chasing, they're Americans. What the hell are you doing? What do you think? They were hurt as you are. Settle the fuck down, you morons. But apparently, Rudi Giuliani is a piece of shit. Horrible man. And incited violence on a day when he didn't say commit violence. He didn't incite anything. The media are stupid, and people are dumber than the media. It's not incitement. Logic dictates it's not incitement. Yeah, I defend Rudi Giuliani because he's one of the few people that I think, at least in the case of their record, is a really good bloke. And I'm talking about a lawyer. Bit warm today. I'm Nathan Googs-Fletcher. This is my drunk philosophy. Be well, be safe, don't be evil, and I'll catch you around. Hooroo!